Hello everyone, this is Bob. It is the weekend of March 8th here in the Twin Cities. And it's time for my second garden video of 2019, believe it or not. Those are the garden beds. There's like 2 feet of snow everywhere. And we are preparing to get another 6 to 12 inches tomorrow. But nonetheless, it is time to get some things started. So that's what I'm going to show you today. All right, first things first. I try to save seeds because they're kind of expensive. Last year I spent, somewhere around $100 on seeds, and I don't want to do that again. So I did a little bit of research and stored my seeds in a glass jar in the refrigerator. It's right here. I'm going to get this out and let it sit on the counter for an hour. Here's a little chemist's trick. The purpose of keeping this in a jar in the fridge is to keep it cool and dry so that the seeds don't sprout or rot or anything. You can see I have these desiccant packets in the bottom. But since it's cold things, when you put them in a warmer environment, get condensation on the outside. So if I were to open this jar right now, even though it's pretty dry in my house, there's a chance that I could get condensation on the seeds or the seed packets. So I'm going to let it warm up for 1 hour before I open it. All right, we're going to do a quick grow room tour here. Down here, I've got seed starting mix. This stuff is made of coconut coir, so it's more sustainable than peat moss. And it's nice and sterile, so it's great for starting seeds indoors. You won't get any pests. There's a lot of products like this that work, though. Miracle-Gro. Sorry, I'm trying to not let you see this. Dehydrated water. You can ignore that. Miracle-Gro. This is the fertilizer that I use indoors because the normal fertilizer that I like to use, fish emulsion, stinks terribly. So we use this until everything's moved outside. Here's my jar of seeds. Here's some new seeds I bought today. We'll get to those later. Here's my clipboard with the dates of when I've got to do everything and how many I have to do and of what plant. That'll help keep me organized. Okay. Here's the actual growing setup. I've got 2 long 4-foot LED lights. You want to get the highest Kelvin value lights you can find. I think these are like 6500 K. That's the best at replicating sunlight. And then I've got these sturdy plastic sheets to hold my seedlings and my seeds that are germinating. And then I've got these fans. The purpose of these is to get good airflow to keep things healthy, and also to provide some vibration to make the stalks sturdier. I've read that if they get some agitation, they'll be stronger when they're actually out in the elements outside. So under these bottom trays, I've got heat mats. It's hard to see, but those will be on all the time pretty much. I'll have to move them around some, depending on what I'm trying to do. But yeah, they'll be on all the time, plugged in over here to this ground fault circuit interrupter. And the lights and fans will be plugged into this timer. But I didn't want to have it plugged in yet so that I could show you what everything looks like when it's on. So we'll be cruising along, 4 a.m. comes, and we should get this. See the fans come on, so do the lights. And we'll leave them on for 16 hours. And then, boom, timer turns everything off. But again, the heat mats will not be on that cycle. So that's the setup. Oh, I forgot to mention, we got these adjustable chains on these shelves so we can change the height of the lights as we need to, as things grow. Okay, over here, I've got peat pods. I like to start seeds in these. They're little pucks of peat moss, And again, I like these because they're sterile and they're really easy to use. This is like a bag of 200. I think it costs maybe $20 or $30. So they're not too expensive. You soak them in hot water. And when you do, they puff up like this guy. And then there's enough room that you can plant in them. And over here, I've got some other stuff. Thermos full of hot water and some more peat pods. And I'll show you what I'm going to do with those in just a minute. Okay, so I took 7 more of my peat pods and soaked them for 10 minutes in warm tap water from that thermos. And these are fully expanded. So now you just pull them out of the water. Some of them will be different sizes than others. It's not a big deal. And discard the water. And then we're ready to plant in the pods. Now that all of our peat pods have expanded, it's time to put the basil seeds into them. Basil's the only thing that we have starting this weekend, but we've got a lot more things starting next weekend. So I like to use, since these seeds are super, oh, I lost one. Since the seeds are super tiny, I like to use a forceps to grab them. I take one and just gently put it into the peat. Okay, grab another, got it, put it into a different spot. Okay, one more. Oops, lost that one. Grab one more here, there. So these, if you look at the seed packet, only need to go 1/8 to 1/4 inch deep, so not very deep at all. So I just barely push them in with the forceps, and then I'll push the peat down to kind of smooth it out. Sorry about the focus. Okay, now that I have the basil seeds all planted in their peat pods, I'm going to water the pods each with enough water from a spray bottle just to soak them through. With the basil seeds all planted and everything thoroughly watered, I will add labels with the date always, because I try to succession plant so that I can get a continuous harvest of certain things, so it's important to know the date that something was planted. Once the labels are in, it's time to turn the lights off. I like to take care of my plants as much as the next guy, but let's face it, seeds don't need any light. Here's one other fun thing that I found interesting and decided to try this year. And I thought that maybe you'd find interesting too. It's sprouting microgreens for salads. I've got 2 things I'm going to try to sprout, peas and radishes. And the first step is all I'm going to show you in this video, and that's soaking the seeds. To keep everything sanitary, I'm going to add just a touch of hydrogen peroxide to these 2 cups, just a tiny bit. Okay. And then in one of the cups, I'll add my pea seeds. Which, as it turns out, are just peas. I think I lost one. And one more. Okay, that's about 100 grams of pea seeds. And to this one, I'll add my radish seeds. 1 envelope. 2. And for this, I just went to the hardware store and I bought the cheapest seeds I could find. it's important to compare the weight to the price so that you do, when you're sprouting, actually get the cheapest seeds. Okay, that's about 16 grams of radish seeds. Notice the volume difference. Okay, now I've got some nice sterilized water. I'm just going to top these 2 glasses off to try to soak these seeds, to soften the hulls so that they hopefully sprout quickly. And then tomorrow sometime, I'll plant them, let them grow for a week to 10 days, and then harvest the sprouts. So I will provide an update on this, hopefully in the next 2 weeks or so. Okay, that is it for today. Thank you so much for watching, and, stick with it. Spring's really going to come. In fact, to show you a little bit of encouragement, I'll provide a bit of a photo montage of last spring's garden outside so you can remember what it was like. Thanks again. Take care.